Here's a video on page 9 of your summer assignment. Okay, so it's got empirical formula from percent composition, which I think I had a video that covered the top part. This is going to be just the hydrates part. Okay, just the hydrates part. So I'll do question 5 and question 6. A hydrated compound, most chemicals I have are hydrated, meaning there are some water molecules attached to the compound. So for example, copper sulfate pentahydrate means that for every mole of copper sulfate that I have in my container, there are 5 moles of water attached to it. Okay, it makes it a little bit more stable, longer shelf life sometimes, or just different reasons for that happening. So again, it's a 1 mole to 5 mole ratio. In this case, it is a 1 mole to 10 mole ratio in terms of the compound itself to the water that's attached to it. If you ever heat one of these compounds, heating it removes the water. Okay, even though you can't see the water initially, heating it removes the water. So first one here, determine the percent of water in this compound. Percent of water in that compound. So if we want to get the percent of water in that compound, we need to know grams of the water over total grams of the whole compound. So right here, there are 10 moles of water. 10 moles of water, 10 molecules of water, right? 10 moles of water, and water is 18 grams per mole, so 18 times 10 would be, there's 180 grams of water in there. You need to add up this, so 2 sodiums, 1 carbon, and 3 oxygens is 106 grams. So add those together, 286 grams total. So there's 180 grams of water out of 286 total. Percentage there is about 62.9%. Oops. That's your percent of water that's in that compound, 62.9% water. Okay, that's not too tough. Now going the opposite direction. Opposite direction. Oops. Now I'm going to give you some information about a compound, and you got to figure out the formula. So we want to know what number goes in this blank for this. So there's like a 4 or 5, 6, 7. It should be a whole number. Okay, it should be a whole number, not a decimal. You know, there's so many moles of water for every 1 mole of that compound. So here's what you get. It's a hydrated sample of strontium chloride. Following data is obtained. Okay, so here's the data that's obtained. The mass of the compound before heating. So before heating, that'd be 15 grams. That would be the strontium chloride. And the water together. We heat it, the water goes away. Mass of the compound after heating. So the water is gone. This would be just strontium chloride. Subtract these two, 15 minus 8.37 would be the mass of the water that was removed, which would be 6 that many grams of water. So determine the percent of water in the compound. So percent of water would be there's 6.03 grams of water out of 15 grams total. So out of those 15 grams that were heated, 6.03 of those are water. So we can take 6.03 divided by 15 would give us our percent of water, which is about 44.2% water. That means the other 56% is strontium chloride. All right. Now I figure out the formula of the hydrates. Now this is where we're trying to figure out what number goes in this blank. So to do that, we need to know how many moles do we have of that, and how many moles are there of water. So if the moles of water are double the strontium chloride, we put a 2 in the blank. If the moles of water are triple that, we put a 3 in the blank. So figure out how many moles we have of that, how many moles we have of that. So we're going to take this 8.37 grams of strontium chloride, turn that into moles, and our 6.03 grams of water, turn that into moles, and see what the ratio is between the two. So we've got that many grams of strontium chloride, and for strontium chloride, it is 158 0.62 grams per mole, which is 0.0528 moles of strontium chloride. So that's the 8.37 grams, that many moles. Water, we have 6.03 grams. Sorry, the handwriting's getting bad. 18 grams. Move that up a little bit. 18 grams is a mole of water. And that is going to be 0.368 moles. So we need to figure out, at least this, you need to figure out what this ratio is of this to this. So I want to know how many times bigger is the water than that. So I can just take 0.368 divided by 0.0528. And that goes in there 7 times. This is 7 times bigger than that number. 0.368 is 7 times bigger than that. That means the number right there is a 7. There's 7 moles of water for every 1 mole of strontium chloride. It's called strontium chloride heptahydrate. That's it. Have a good day.